this happened last summer. Um, my assistant scoutmaster knew of a place we could hike into. It was a lake we could hike into. It was Wall Lake up in the Uintas in Utah, and we told them exactly what we were going to do. And told them it was how long it was going to take to get there, and told them it was going to be nighttime, so they got to have their flashlights ready and make sure they have a water bottle and all that. And then we went on this hike. And we hiked into the lake, and sure enough, it got dark before we got there. So there was, one or two of them that weren't as prepared as the rest, but for the most part, we all got there, and we had um, we had a duty roster or something. We only did at scout camp. We never did it on campouts. Duty roster basically says this this person's going to do get the firewood, and this person is going to set up tents, and this person's in charge of cooking, and this guy in charge of um, whatever, the different assignments that are necessary. And because we had that duty roster, things went very, very smooth. Everybody knew exactly what they were supposed to do. We got the fire took a little extra time because of the we were using knotty pine, and it takes some time, especially if it's a little bit wet. It takes some time to get it started. But other than that, everything else went really smooth throughout the night. The next day, we got up, we told the guys, what our options were, and we let them decide what they wanted to do, and then we went and did it. And everybody that went on that camp out had fun. We had a great time. Some of us even caught some fish, and that was exciting. Um, anyways, talk about that all day long. But that's what I call Scoutmaster bliss, when just everything goes smooth. It doesn't have to be 100%, but if it's like a good 75, 85%, that's Scoutmaster's bliss. And that's what I mean by that. Okay? Now, let me see if I can find anything else here I need to tell you about. Let me just take a look here real quick. Just another quick review. When you're explaining, the instructor needs to carefully explain what to do and how to do it. Okay, when I'm missing one here. Demonstrating, here we go. When we're demonstrating, the instructor must demonstrate the new skill, show what to do and how to do it. Okay? And when we're guiding, the instructor needs to guide, giving freedom to figure things out, support them with encouragement, and help them to move closer to the goal. Now, there's one other thing here I almost left out. This is really important. Okay? This is the edge down here, explain, demonstrate, guide, enable. If you notice, okay, we're talking about a hike. Okay, so we might be, when we're in the explaining stage, we might tell them our goal is to have a 50-mile hike. We're going to take some hikes before we get there. We're going to do a 1-mile hike, 10-mile hike, and 25-mile hike. And we tell them, what dates we're going to do these on, whatever. And then we're going to demonstrate. We're going to show them. When we go out on this, before we even go out on the first hike, we're going to tell them about all the gear that they need and where we're going to go. And we might have a map and a compass, show them how to use that stuff, let them see the terrain from the map and all that stuff. And we're going to demonstrate exactly what we're going to do. Talk about the boots that we have to wear and the socks and all that good stuff. And then we might take a 10-mile hike at that time. And when we're guiding, we can do more 25-mile hike. And by this time, the boys they've been on a couple hikes, so they know what they're doing. They might have some questions, so you just kind of guide them. Be there for them and answer questions, and you might have to give them suggestions here and there if they can't figure out what should do next or whatever. But by the time they get to this 50-miler, we can enable them. They know what they're doing. They know how to read the compass. They know how to read a map. They know how to wear the right clothing. They know how to have the right gear. They know how to purify their water, whatever. And so they can go on a 50-mile hike, and we've enabled them. Now, something here is that notice where the leader is in each of these areas. The leader here is out in front. Okay, these guys are all being trained. The leader's out in front, just like in the classroom. When we're demonstrating, we're more in the middle so that everyone can see us and see what we're doing and learn what we need to teach them. Okay, so the leader's in the middle. But when we're guiding, we're kind of to the side. Okay, we let them do what they need to do, and we're just there to support them and make sure that nobody gets hurt, make sure they have fun as well. So we're just kind of out in the outskirts of the circle and just kind of step back and watch what's going on. But when we enable them, us as the leader can step out and just let them do their thing. And that's the Scoutmaster Bliss that I've been talking about. So I hope this helps you. There's so much more I could teach you about Edge. I, Let me just tell you that I've been practicing this heavily since August of 2011. I use it in every area of my life. I use it for Scouts, obviously. I use it for teaching when I teach priesthood lessons at church. I use it for training people at work. I use it in my family when I'm just training them how to do a new skill or something. It could be changing a light bulb. In fact, I did that today. My teenager, he's 14, and for some reason, I've never showed him how to change a light bulb outside on the garage. And so we did that today, and I went through this, and he probably didn't even realize I did it. But I explained to him what needed to be done, and the good thing was he didn't even complain. I think it's because I explained it to him. It was something new, and he was, had that enthusiasm. And then I told him what to do, and I told him how to do it. And I didn't exactly show him, but I told him exactly what to do. I told him, you take your screwdriver, you do this, you do that, you pull this off, and you do, and I demonstrated that without actually physically doing it. And then I let him do it. I just sat back. I helped him with the first one, but the second one I said, okay, just take your ladder over there and do it again. And I just sat there and just watched, and he had a question or two, and so I answered him. And then now he can do it on his own. I don't have to teach him anything. I don't have to. I can just say, hey, go out and change that light bulb, and he can do it. He knows how to do it. So it's that simple, folks. It's that easy, and I promise you, if you use this method, it will help you tremendously. For me, it changed my life when I learned how to do it this way, and there's a lot more I can teach you, but I obviously don't have time to do that. But I hope this will help you. I know that if you will use this in your troops or in your units, that you'll have a much better program. You'll have more success, less frustration on your part and on the boys' part. You may even get better attendance because you'll get more done. A lot of times we got to explain and demonstrate it, but we never really got to the guiding stage because the boys just gave up. The boys were frustrated. They were so frustrated that they didn't want to go on. They didn't want to continue doing it. In fact, sometimes we stopped doing a merit badge. We only passed off half the stuff because the boys were bored. I thought they were bored, but it was really because I didn't do enough explaining and demonstrating, and I didn't understand the EDGE method. So please do what you can, learn more about this. You can do a lot more research on the internet. Just Google EDGE, and you'll see a ton more information that you can download or use and learn from. And so hope this helps, and I promise you it will do a great benefit to your troop or your unit. And this is Dave with Scouting Strong. Have a good day.